Good morning. Facebook Live day today. It's Thursday. And today I'm making something because I have found a need. and a stinky need. And I don't know, for some reason this week our household's been talking about poop a lot. We don't even have little kids. Apparently it's a wonderful topic if you do have little kids. But we don't have little kids anymore. But we're still talking about poop. And I had heard about a spray, like a poop spray that you could buy that was really, really expensive, that creates a coating on the top of the toilet so that when you do your business, it seals it and it keeps it rather fragrant. Anyway, not the prettiest topic to be talking about today, but I think it's really necessary, and I'm really looking forward to having every room in my house smell wonderful and all the time. So we're going to make one of those poop sprays, but instead of spending gobs of money on buying the specialty little sprays with a fancy label and everything, we'll just make it ourselves. And this is my first time to make this spray, so it will be an experiment. And you're welcome to test it for me too. I think I'll make quite a number of bottles, and so I'll have some spares here if there's anyone local who wants to drop by and grab one and give me their review on it and see if it works. I think you'll probably know right away if it works or if it doesn't, and if there's any tweaking that we need to do to the recipe. So it's pretty basic, pretty easy. You can whip it up pretty quick, and we're going to do just that. So the ingredients are water, easy, rubbing alcohol, because it acts as an emulsifier, and so it helps the oil and the water, so the essential oils in the water, because this is a high water content, to emulsify together and bind so that they're not separating all the time. So that's really helpful for that. If you don't have this, you can use vodka as well as a substitute, but I'm going to try it. This is what the original recipe calls for, so that's what I'm going to try. And vegetable glycerin, which we use a lot in our hand soaps and shower gels and things like that. It's also an emulsifier, so it also helps to bind all the ingredients together so that you're not seeing that separation in the DIY products that you're making. So vegetable glycerin is really good for that. It'll also help create the oil barrier on the top of the water that in the toilet that we want to have that effect. So it's kind of like a layer. This will help create that layer, that barrier on the water. So that's what the vegetable glycerin is for. And I tend to throw it in a lot of things, so I really, really like to use it. And then we're going to use 3 different essential oils, but again, you could use anything. This is what the recipe called for, so I thought I would try it. And it's grapefruit, bergamot, and lemongrass, but I know that purification is a great oil to use for aromas, and these 3 together I think are going to be great too. Any of the citrus actually are really good, citrus fresh, that kind of thing. I had been using tea tree, so I have tea tree in my bathroom, a tea tree spray in my bathroom that I was using, and really I'm not finding tea tree absorbs odors, so it kind of just mixes in. So I have tea tree and then the other smells, and then anyway, it's not working. So this is going to work, right? I'm going to change up the oils and get this to work a whole lot better. And also I'm going to add a little bit of food coloring. This is totally not necessary, but just so that when we spray this into the toilet, we can see the coverage. That's all. So that's all I'm using it for, just for aesthetics, really. And to kind of get an idea of what kind of coverage, how many sprays I need to put in, that kind of thing. If it's just clear, I might not be able to see how much coverage is going on. So let's give it a go. And then our water. So I've got the water started here, and it calls for 1 cup minus 2 tablespoons. So I've got a cup. I've got a cup. So I'm going to take out 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. The joys of being outside. So I've got 1 cup minus 2 tablespoons that I didn't even use filtered water. I mean, this is not a fancy DIY. I'm not putting it on my body or anything. It's going into the toilet. So I didn't use filtered water. I'm just kind of throwing it together. It doesn't have to be super, super fancy. So with the rubbing alcohol, we're going to use 2 teaspoons, but if you're using vodka, then you can use 4. So it's just the alcohol content that we're looking for to help bind everything together. 1, 2. Again, make sure this is labeled. properly so that you're not putting this on your skin. It's really not intended for a skin spray. And then your vegetable glycerin, 2 teaspoons of that. One. Two. Maybe this will help with if you got little ones too. It's kind of exciting to go to the bathroom because you get to use this spray. Great incentive. So there's our 2 teaspoons of glycerin, 15 drops of grapefruit, 15, and 15 of bergamot, and 15 of lemongrass. Okay, and then I'm going to put like 3 drops of the blue food coloring. One, 2, 3. And stir it all up. It kind of looks like, remember those, I don't know, people still use those blue things that you used to put in the toilets to help keep it clean. It's toxic, so I don't use those anymore, but it kind of looks like that, the blue water. Maybe that's why they chose blue. I was looking at the other food colorings I had and decided, yeah, yellow is not going to be helpful. Red's probably not a good idea. Green would be okay, or blue. So it's blending together pretty good. I think I probably would still give it a shake before I spray it. And the whole point of this is to spray it before you go. So spray it in the toilet before you use the toilet so that it creates that barrier. If you spray it after, it's not going to be as effective. So that's the trick, is to remember to spray before you go. And I think I'll put that on the label too so that my guests know what to do. That's pretty good. Lemongrass isn't my favorite smell. I might switch it up next time. Purification's great. Yeah, it looks great. Okay, so I've got some bottles that I'm reusing this time because they've been labeled already, so I'll make sure to relabel them. And just pouring them in. These are 2-ounce bottles. And I think it's going to make 4 2-ounce bottles or 2 4-ounce bottles. So depending on how many bathrooms you have, you can have them in the mall. Go. Do I have 4 bathrooms? 1, 2, 3, 4. I do have 4 bathrooms, so I actually might not even have any extras. But if you're desperate and you wanted to try it out, I'd be willing to share at least one of them. Perfect, there we go. So I've got 4 bottles out of that recipe. I guess if you only wanted a couple, you could half it. So again, the recipe is 1 cup of water minus 2 tablespoons, 2 teaspoons of rubbing alcohol, 2 teaspoons of rubbing alcohol, 2 teaspoons of vegetable glycerin, 15 drops of grapefruit, 15 drops of bergamot, and 15 drops of lemongrass, or it would be 45 drops of oil of your choice, and 3 drops of food coloring. So it suggests that you spray 4 or 5 sprays before you go, and that should give you a nice coverage, but see how it goes. And so if you're going to give it a try, please post and let me know how it works for you, because I'd love to know if we need to tweak it all, if it worked, if it didn't work, and that kind of thing. So I will also post my comments on how I liked it also. So there we go. We've got some nice aromas coming to our bathrooms, and hopefully make the experience a whole lot more pleasurable. All right, have a wonderful day today wherever you are, and enjoy the sun or the snow, or nobody's snowing, or the rain or the wind, whatever it is. Find some peace and calm for yourself. And don't forget to wash your diffuser. Take care. Bye-bye.